Good day, children. Saira, welcome back to our science class. So, hope all are doing wonderful. So, children, what are we going to do today? Yes, we are going to continue with our topic, chapter number 9, reproduction in animals. And today's is part 6. Okay, now the topic is today, let us learn how babies hatch from snake's eggs and become adults. So I know what is, I'm sure that you all know what a snake. Have you seen the snake? Yes, we have seen in the zoos only, right? So there are big snakes. Snakes are also very dangerous, right? So now let us learn something about the snakes. So how long did snake eggs take to hatch? So it takes 45 to 70 days. How many days? 45 to 70 days. And what about the crocodile? Yes, about 80 days, right? So the snake's eggs will take time to 45 to 70 days. And most snake eggs should hatch in 45 to 70 days. However, incubation times in some species can require months. So many more months also maybe it requires for the incubation. Okay. Now, do snakes come from eggs or the snakes give birth to the baby? About 70% of snakes lay eggs. So most of the snakes lay eggs. These types of snakes are called as oviparous. These types of snakes are called as oviparous. The other 30% give birth to live young, much like mammals. So there are some snakes which give birth to the young ones also. So this is because some climates are too cold for eggs to develop. So why some snakes are giving birth and some snakes are laying eggs? It is because of some climates. Because in some region it is too cold. For the incubation, for the eggs to hatch, it needs the incubation time. The climate should be warm. So the climate are too cold for eggs to develop and hatch. So snakes living in colder climates do not lay eggs. So the snakes which are living in the colder region, they do not lay eggs. Now, how long did snake eggs take to hatch? So as I said, it is 45 to 70 days. Okay. So these are the snakes. So this is how the snakes lay eggs. And the snakes are developing inside the eggs. And after 45 to 70 days, it hatches out. See how it is hatching out? It is looking so cute, right? The baby snake comes out. See how it is looking? Yes. So this is the way baby snakes hatches from the eggs. Now, let us learn how babies hatch from tortoise eggs. So tortoise eggs and they become adults. So have you seen the tortoise which has a turtle on its back to protect itself from the predators? It uses its hard shells. Now let's learn how babies hatch from tortoise eggs and become adults. So this is how tortoise lay eggs. So it digs the hole in the sand and it will lay eggs, and this is how baby tortoise comes out from the egg. See how it is laying the eggs? It digs the hole. So how many days does it take for a tortoise eggs to hatch? So the eggs will take roughly 8 to 10 weeks to hatch. So it's a long wait for the baby tortoise. 8 to 10 weeks. So when the tortoise hatches, means when it comes out of the egg, baby tortoise, it will cut through the egg, then sit inside until the fluid has absorbed. Once this is done, it will slowly come out and rest on the sand. So once the egg hatches, once the tortoise hatches, it will cut through the egg. So it will cut the egg and the baby head and the tortoise head will come out first, and it will sit inside till all the fluids are absorbed, and then it comes out and rest for a while. Now there are tortoise and this is the turtle. So do you know the difference between the tortoise and the turtle? So let's learn the difference between the tortoise and the turtle. So most turtles are primarily water-dwelling reptiles. So turtles lives in the water, and tortoises are land-dwelling reptiles. It lives on the land. And turtles are usually omnivorous, and tortoises are primarily herbivorous. I hope you all know what is herbivores, carnivores, and or omnivores. Yes? Okay. Now, turtles generally have lighter shells on their backs. So their shells are very light. And tortoises have much heavier and robust cells. They are so big and so heavy, and they are hard also. And turtles usually have a shorter lifespan from 20 to 40 years. So turtles live only for 20 to 40 years. And tortoises, they live for from 80 years to 150 years. So many years, right? So tortoises usually they live for 80 to 150 years, and here turtles they live for 20 to 40 years. Now let's learn about the crocodile eggs and how they become adults. So about the crocodile, we already learned in part 5 in the last session, right? So crocodile, they dig holes, they dig pits or holes in the sandy river banks. So there's a river, if there's a sand on the river bank, so they just make the shallow pit and they lay their eggs. So to cover the eggs, they with the sand or leaves, grass and sticks. So when the babies hatch, the mother digs them out. So sometimes she carries them in her mouth and on her back. All this we learned about the crocodile in part 4 also. So we learned about so many animals that lay eggs, like snakes, crocodiles, and some insects like butterflies, cockroaches, and the animal like frogs. So all these we learned in the animals that lay eggs. So do you remember about the birds? So the birds build nests to lay the eggs, and we learned about the structure of the eggs and the life cycle of the cockroach, the life cycle of the frog, the life cycle of a butterfly. We learned along with the pictures, and the pictures are also given in the textbook. And there are many stages to become an adult, to hatch from the eggs and to become an adult. So life continues on the earth because all living things reproduce. Some give birth directly and some other animals lay eggs. That is why life continues on the earth, because all living things reproduce. That is, they produce young ones like themselves. and most mammals give birth to their young ones, and insects, birds, crocodiles, fish, and many other animals lay eggs, and the eggs they hatch and the young ones come out, and all insects also lay eggs, and the young ones of insects pass through several stages before changing into adults. So now we know all about the reproduction of animals. Now this is the end of this lesson, and in the next video we will discuss some question answers and name the followings. And so till then, you in your textbook page number 72 and 73 there are some exercises, so try to do the answers and we'll discuss the answers in the next video. So until then, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye children.